Welcome to our founder series. I am your host, Eliana Canela, and today I'm here with co-founder
Kirt Bromley.
Thank you so much for being here today. I look forward to asking you some questions about the club.
Ecstatic to be here. Thank you.
First question is, tell me a little bit about your background and what are some things you're passionate outside of school?
Absolutely. My name's Kirt Bromley, originally from South Florida. Grew up in Miami and Boca. Grew up playing sports. Ended up getting a scholarship to go upstate Albany to a school called St. Rose, where I played there for 2 years. Had a great time. Got transferred here to Baruch, here in New York City. Really enjoyed my time here. Met a lot of great friends and really developed a lot professionally. So it's been amazing here so far.
That's great to hear, Kirt. So I know you've grown up playing sports like basketball. Can you tell me how did that experience relate to what you've learned in the finance industry?
Yes, definitely. I'm very grateful for a lot of the experiences that I had playing sports. You learn so much. I've been fortunate to grow up around a lot of legendary and historic coaches and players. And I think, having that underneath my belt, those experiences have really shaped and molded the person that I am today. And you learn a lot of stuff that's applicable to life playing sports, such as the importance of hard work, dedication, working in a team, being consistent every single day, the importance of, honestly, every single practice, every single day, with the end goal in mind, which is, to succeed and, be a winning and thriving team. So I think I've been also very fortunate to have coaches that have been mentors in my side, and I've really seen that anything is possible if you surround yourself with the right people, you have the right mindset, and you're doing the right things on a day-to-day. So I'm very grateful, fortunate to have those playing experiences, and it's completely translatable to the financial services industry.
So Kirt, what initially sparked your interest in alternative investments?
Yeah, sure. So when I finished playing sports, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I was trying out a lot of things. Like, I was into technology. I was building a few applications. I was doing marketing stuff, operation, more traditional business stuff. And then over the summer, I took a Wall Street Prep Warden Online private equity certificate course, and I really think it, changed the trajectory of my career. And really honestly taught me so much about finance. And, I learned about the whole private equity deal process from the confidential information memorandum, to signing an NDA, to getting access to the data room, structuring a deal, executing on your game plan, and then exiting the investment. And it went into detail in each component. Learned different perspectives, like from the buy, sell side, discounted cash flows, different valuation methodologies, precedent transactions, relative valuation, just so many things across the board. And every single piece of material that was in the program, I really just sat down and read everything and really studied. And it really gave me a solid foundation for my career, and I'm really grateful for that. And I think it's been instrumental in a lot of the internships that I've had so far. So it's a great course, and I think that really led into starting the club over this past fall.
Wow, thank you. Where did the idea to start BAI come from?
Yes, so originally the idea of the Baruch Alternative Investment Club originated during the summer. Andrew and I, we were really great friends, and he was at Lucian, a private equity-backed company, and then I was back home doing some real estate stuff, taking a private equity course. And, we wanted to create something together, and we started talking. Then we started doing some due diligence as to what clubs were already here at Baruch, what clubs were at other universities, prestigious universities. And then we saw that, there's a need, there's room for, an alternative investment club. Andrew and I, we like a wide variety of asset classes and different kinds of investment strategies. So, alternatives is something that's all encompassing. It's a growing industry. So that's really how the idea originated, and it's been amazing ever since.
I can see that. My next question would be, when you and Andrew first started the club, what was your vision for it?
Yes, so the vision initially when we were starting the club is we wanted to do something impactful, to leave a legacy, something that's going to be here at Baruch after we graduate, and for the graduating class to come back and help, and just having that compounding effect. Long term, I think we're strategically positioned here in New York City. A lot of the biggest firms in the country all have offices here, and everybody wants to move here to New York City. It's the epicenter of the financial services industry, and Baruch is starting to gain a lot of recognition amongst some of the top and prestigious universities. So I think there's a lot of momentum that is, in the right direction, especially with our club. And we want to create opportunities and pathways for Baruch to be very reputable amongst, some of these prominent alternative investment companies.
You're mentioning about how you guys looked into different clubs at Baruch and trying to figure out what can make them different. What exactly makes BAI different from the other finance-related clubs at Baruch?
I think the first thing is, with our application process and how we are as a club, we really emphasize and focus on character first. That was our main thing when we were building this thing. We just wanted to surround everybody in the club, be around just great people. And, I think that's what really separates us. With building this club, we've brought in just tremendous people from, Riddy to Ryan Lowe to Krug Venice, and, the list goes on. It's just exceptional and remarkable people. Jessica, just so many to mention. It's hard to mention everybody, but everybody has just been so just amazing in this process. So I think that's been great so far.
Okay. I can see how you guys kind of get along together, and you can really see how you guys put character first, and it makes it a little bit easier to work together as well.
Yes, absolutely.
So a fun question. If you could have dinner with any investor, who would it be and why?
It's a great question, and hopefully I'm going to give a great answer. I think I'm going to choose actually 3 people. I think first being Orlando Bravo, the next being David Rubenstein, and the last being Jim Simons. With Orlando Bravo, I think he's just had a very fascinating story from playing tennis in school to being one of the key players, honestly one of the first initial players in the software buyout world, and just seeing the importance of that technology and benefiting from that industry really emerging. So that's very inspiring. I like technology a lot. And then next would probably be David Rubenstein. I've read his book, How to Lead. I think when you see him on interviews, he's exceptionally intelligent, and he's built one of the most reputable private equity firms in the whole world. So that's very inspiring. And the last would probably be Jim Simons. I have a lot of friends that are either working at or are interning at some of the top hedge funds, like from Point72 to Balyasny to Citadel. And I think the quantitative finance world is so interesting. And I'm reading Jim Simons' book, The Quant Revolution. And that's very fascinating and intriguing. And that world is something else. So I think those 3, I would appreciate all those dinners. That would be awesome.
That was a very interesting response. Thank you, Kirt. The last question, what's the best advice a mentor has ever given you?
Yes, actually, so I was speaking with a managing director at a very prominent corporate bank a couple of weeks ago, and he gave me advice that really resonated with me. He emphasized the importance of emotional intelligence, knowing when to speak, knowing when not to speak, knowing social cues, knowing when to motivate somebody, knowing when to get out of somebody's way and really let them flourish. And I think as a leader, I think that's very important, as well as to, based off the rooms that you're in, especially as you enter your career, you're around a lot of veteran and experienced professionals. So, it's important to soak everything in, be the most curious person in the room. And I think that comes from emotional intelligence. And yeah, that's something that really resonated with me.
Wow, thank you, Kirt. That was very inspiring. I want to thank you for coming on today on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.